RC Underground Radio is your go-to podcast for everything RC.
Do you guys realize how much it costs to be friends with this dude?
Whether you're a dedicated racer or just getting started in the hobby, this is your show. Each episode features top-notch guests, industry leaders, and you, the racer. It's a community where listeners can learn, connect, and grow their passion for RC racing. So, grab your transmitter, buckle up, and join us on RC Underground Radio.
Say words.
Here are your hosts, Dave Brinkman and TJ Greer.
Dude,
Yeah.
like it's kind of like a balance. You don't want too many just good personality guys, but you don't just want to put on, like you're just your paid pros. You want like a balance because you want recognition from your sportsman drivers all the way to your pro drivers. So it's just kind of like you just want that balance of having that skill and also having a good personality to, get sponsorships.
So what does it take for someone to, because there's multiple angles. There's obviously the offers, there's the application process. What do you do? Do you just let them fall in your lap? Or I know racers that are very avid and saying, I would love to have this, but I want them to come to me. A kind of a pride thing. What's your approach?
Definitely. Let's say like you go out and you win your class at a big like regional event. Mm-hmm. You're going to kind of want them to come to you because then it will make you feel a lot better about yourself rather than you going and saying, hey, I just did this. Can I be on the team? You kind of want them to notice you, which is kind of what we've tried to do is let them notice us. Mm-hmm. And then sometimes we'll just like, all right, let's send in a resume and they'll review it and then they'll decide if they want you on your team or not.
You just said it. So I get a lot of questions in my inboxes about becoming team drivers for, hey, you're with Exalt or you're with Team GFRP, what did you do or how did you, and some of them I'll tell them, I was approached by some of them. Some of them it was just kind of, I've been using the products. So it was, hey, we want you to have this. What are your thoughts? And some of it is truly the application process. Hey, I'm doing well with these products. There's no reason why I won't ask. What's the most they're going to tell me is what? No. Is it going to change my program if I don't have them as a team driver? Probably not, because I'm still going to use and try my best to win with what I like. That's why it's my choice to do it. But the race resume part, there's not a lot of racers out there that are not on the, we'll call them, let's just say, the regional level, so to speak, is what we would call it, or the tier 2 or tier 1 or tier 3, however you want to say it. They don't treat this like a business and have that resume ready. And I think that's where I've sent mine out to a few racers locally that have asked, how did you do it? I said, I'll show you my resume and you can build one, mock mine up, more than willing. I'm not saying mine's the best by any means, but it works. This format that I used worked for a large global corporation for my self-employment, for my everyday life. So if it worked there, it can work in the race world. And I think that's where I sent it out to a few buddies and they're like, yeah, that's not what I planned to say at all. I was like, I don't have to say much. The resume should speak for itself.
Yeah, which like our resume has about a lot of your basic information, like your name, your birthday, how old you are. Like I'm still in school, so I put like my grades and stuff like that because like I feel like maybe they would like this kid doesn't just need to get dragged out of school all the time. So I put that and it's like it's like I'm okay, like I don't suck at school. Well, I do, but like I'm not that bad. But and then. We need to fix it. I need to go fix it up a little bit because when we made it, it was just like all the results, everything. But I need to go back because now it's been a couple years, so I need to put my like accomplishments and not just every single club race we've been to.
Yeah, make it about your past, your present, and then your future. So a lot of those resumes, if you go and look at them, like I'll just speak to mine, for instance. I update mine probably once every 6 months. Do I send it out 24/7? Not really, because I'm not actively seeking, other things that I'm not using or not currently already on. But yeah, update that. Put what you've already done, those high accolades. Put those the present things you're working on, and then the future plans. What are you going to do that's going to say, hey, this kid's going out to like 7 national races this year. Like, why wouldn't we? And he's doing well.
Yeah, so which that's what we're doing is just we're going out to all these big races now, and I mean they're just always like fun to go to. Like there's nothing really bad about them. It's always a really good experience. You get to talk to the pros, and the track is always something new. Like it's got huge elevation or it's super technical, but it's still it flows really well. So it's always an experience, and we love doing it. Like I mean, you get to go out for the weekend and just hang out at the track with all your buddies, and it's perfect.
When do you not love it?
When my car fails, that's about it.
So, as a team driver, there's a lot of times and expectations where, the car may be failing. There's a lot of times I'll put my car to the side and wrench somebody else's car and help theirs because that's just what we do, man. Those guys are leaning on team drivers like yourself for knowledge and information, and at times, even at like a club race, or a bigger race, sometimes, I'll put my car to the wayside and help somebody else because that's ideally what we've got to do. And I think a lot of drivers have to learn that kind of mentality in order to take that next level team driver step. You know what I mean? And even at a young age as yourself, I'm sure it's probably a game plan of yourself, always willing to help, and that's something that all these team drivers are, they're not, some are expected to do it. Some don't do a very good job of it. Some do it really well. But that's what we have to do, to represent these brands the best we can. Go out there and have fun and enjoy it. When you stop loving what you're doing, you're in it for the wrong reasons.
Yeah, well, so my dad and I work as like a father-son duo. He does most of the wrenching stuff. I've gotten a lot closer to the car in the past couple months, but there's still times where I'm more focused on other stuff, which I'm trying to fix that. But I try and get as much as I can about just general stuff, like what I run, what it's like, what I do, what like my radio setup is, just stuff like that. And I try and just push that to other people. Like sometimes it's not always the car. Sometimes you can go on your radio and just change a setting, and it's like boom, difference.
Thank God
I went up there.
Expo.
Yeah, dude. If it weren't for Expo, I would not I'd hate it. I would have already been out of the hobby by now if it weren't for exponentials. Dude. Like I went up there with this one guy up to the driver's stand. He was having some trouble. And I mean, he's a good friend of ours. He was having a little trouble, and I was like, "Here, let me see your remote." I drove his car for maybe 5-6 minutes, just like lap after lap. Like, okay, this did that. I'm going to change something. This did that. I'm going to change something. And I give it back to him, and he's like, "Whoa." This is a whole different car. And I'm like, yeah, you can fix most of the stuff wrong with the car with just the remote.
Absolutely.
And then you can go back and like make the other changes that you need to the car.
Mm-hmm.
So being a marketing guy, I'm loving this conversation, by the way, because I am a marketing guy, about how you go about it in this world. Like we didn't have this when we were young trying to race, and you just read about the pro racers and all that stuff in the magazines. You never even thought of how you could ever reach the Ernie Prevettis and all these guys, right? So in my day, but
yeah.
So how do you leverage, Aidan, how do you leverage social media? I kind of know this answer, but I want you to tell people because I think you do a great job. I would say the number one thing you do is consistency. But from there, how do you use social media to make your sponsors go, yeah, we made the right choice?
So basically, in your race reports, you want to talk a lot about the product, or at least talk about what you ran and tire-wise, what tire you ran and what condition it was and how it felt. And put what body you're running out there, because bodies can make a difference. The aerodynamics of just different bodies, it's more steering, less steering. It's just whatever body you're running, it can give you whatever. And so I kind of try and talk about it as much as I can without sounding too nerdy and informational. What is that?
That's you, my man.
Oh, that's me?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, see, he's consistent with his social media.
Man, you post almost once every couple days, and that's active, man.
Well, I still don't think I share enough stuff. I need to share more stuff, actually.
Man, I'm right there with you. There's always room for us to be better, and just looking through your social media, I'm big on it, man. I'm big on social media. I'm big on appearance. My whole thing was make everything larger than life, regardless of what it is, and just enjoy it. But I see, man, you're always posting. You do a good job of representing your brands. You speak about the news. You speak about what's coming up. You post your practice sessions. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
That's something I don't do very often.
But it definitely helps because Gene Hickerson at Dialed, he goes bonkers when it comes to sharing stuff. I mean, nothing against him because I love him, but oh my God, he after Silver State, so we joined Dialed in like January, and the first like huge event we went to was Silver State, over 1,000 entries, and it was the first like huge event on the tire. I went out there, I finished, what was it, 4th in E-Truck, intermediate E-Truck, 4th in intermediate Nitro Truck, 5th in intermediate E-Buggy, and a TQ in that, and 5th in intermediate Nitro Buggy. Not even 7 minutes after the race is over, Gene is already boom, 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 share this, share that, share this, share that. And I'm like, how many things can you share in one day, man? And like, I mean, it's putting my name out there and it's putting out what the tires could do. And it definitely helped because everybody locally started buying the tires up, like just sale after sale after sale. Like, oh, he ran this, I'm going to go get a set of that and I'm going to run it. And they came up to me and they were like, these are some of the best tires I've ever ran. Like, these are great. And I'm like, yeah, why do you think I run them?
Yeah, I mean, social media, man, it's free. It's free 99 for us to be able to post something and give out all this information of what we're utilizing and data and things that we've done that work. I started doing these cool little track walkthroughs. I had this crazy idea, and I was like, nobody knows about tires when they come to these tracks, so why not do a track walkthrough and talk about what worked? What did I ran that didn't, or what was I on that didn't work, and what were the fast guys on that was working? I'd be willing to tell you I was on the wrong tires, or I'd be willing to tell you, hey, I was one of the fast guys, and this is what we did. So I started doing these track walkthroughs, and everybody was like, man, this is awesome. I was like, hey, this is for you guys. Like, yeah, it's cool to have these views, but the idea was I know these tracks because these 7 tracks I race at within 2 hours of me, they all run different tires. One's a J-Con Silver Ellipse. The other one's going to be a DE tire. The other one's going to be, we're running raw speed slicks on a 45-degree progressive bank track, but nobody knows because everybody kind of wants it to be a secret. Well, nobody wants to go 5 hours away, get their butt smashed because they have the wrong tires. So why not share that and get everybody on the same page? Because that's what makes racing fun. That's what makes it better, because the guys that struggle that we have to work around, that doesn't make it fun. But the guys that can be equally as fast as us, that we can work around quicker, that's racing.
Which that's like at the Peach State Classic, not like what, like if it was, I don't even know. It's been not even a month yet, or maybe it has been. What's today? Oh no, it has been over a month. No, it hasn't because it started later. Oh my God. Anyways,
folks, are you looking to gain a 10th on the racetrack, or maybe get a few ladies like Taylor Swift in your pit stall? Well, I'm sorry to say that Carpies can't work miracles in those departments. But here's the good news. The folks at Carpies can definitely help you become the ultimate toy car nerd, just like me. How, you ask? Well, with their custom wraps and killer collection of official RC branded merch. So while they can't promise to shave a 10th off your lap time, they can save you 10% on your next order with promo code RCU10 upon checkout at carpies.com, CARPYS.com. Wrapping winners since 2013.
Papa Willie's Traction Tonic has been curing poor traction since 2016. The name says it all. If you're not popping wheelies, it's not Papa Willie's. Papa Willie's has become known across the United States on dirt, oval to off-road, asphalt to concrete, carpet to hardwood, and so many other surfaces. Papa Willie's continues adding to their lineup with tonics for cold and hot weather. Loose dirt to high traction, dry dirt, wet dirt, clay and abrasive surfaces, along with anti-drag bearing oil, tire cleaner, tire glue, pit accessories, and swag. You can find the complete Papa Willie's catalog at www.papawillies.net. Prepare for victory with Papa Willie's Traction Tonic.
Be sure to use promo code RCUR for 10% off your next purchase at Papa Willie's.
The Peach State Classic, it was that Friday night on practice. They let you practice all night with electrics. Nitros got cut off at 10 because people wanted to sleep, but you could practice with electrics all night. So that night, I'm sitting there and I'm like, man, I'm like 2 seconds slower than I should be right now. But I'm like, I'm just going to go to bed and I'll practice in the morning. So I'm walking around and one of my dialed teammates stopped me. And they're like, hey, man, how's practice going? I was like, hey, it went all right. I'm about to pack everything up and head to bed. And he was like, oh, really? What tire did you run? And I told him whatever. I can't even remember what it was. And he told me, I ran that and it wasn't fast. I ran this and it was fast. Second he said that, I turned around and went back to the pitter. And I was like, we got some of these, right? So I went out there and Gene Hickerson was there. And he gave me a set of his tires because he said one of the other team drivers said that the tire didn't feel good. Like the one that he gave me to run. He said it didn't feel good to him. It was like loose on power. I went out there and ran the exact same lap time with both the tires that were both like 3 seconds faster than
impressive
earlier. So like it can just come down to the tire.
It is always a tire game, man, and you know it in the off road world. For us in dirt oval, man, it's any way I can get. How do I get the power down without being too much? And it's always just that tires. It's
just like you want to get as much power down at once without the car not like understeering or just not wanting to stick to the track. You want it to stick and you want it to go.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I mean, you know, it's just like that night he was out there. It was like 3 a.m. taking videos of me running on the track, just running practice laps, but it looked good. The car looked great. So he was putting it out there like, hey, look at what this guy was doing out there. And then like the intermediate nitro A main at that race, which you may or may not have seen because Elite RC, which was the media group, put up like constantly the last like minute 30 between me and Mike Legui. Oh my God, that was like the best race I've ever had. He gave me a fight. It was like halfway through the race, I was about to lap him, and he'll tell him yourself. He was like, this kid was about to lap me. In that 15 minutes, he made up the 30 seconds that he was behind and then took the lead for like, I think it was only 1 lap. I held the lead for the whole race except 1 lap because he got past me because I made a stupid mistake because of the nerves. And he got past me and then he made a mistake and then we had 1 more lap. He runs out of fuel. Oh. And I looked at him coming off the driver's seat. I was like, why'd you have to do that? It was going to be interesting to the end. But you gave it to me. It was like he cracked a motor head and then he took a shot at the tune because this was an unbroken in motor. He broke it in that night, and then the tune was super rich, so he ran out of fuel. And I was like, I was in the same boat. Our motor wasn't even running that great. But like after that race, Gene was putting up everything, and he went into our team driver group and was like, look at what your teammate did. Hit this cool little share button and go put it out there. And so like it was like 100 shares almost instantly just from like people sharing it. And then some people were like, oh yeah, I watch this kid race all the time. He's pretty fast. Some people were like, I've heard about this kid. He's pretty fast. And, you know, I mean, it puts my name out there and then it puts other people out or like, you know, the tire out there.
For sure. See TJ, see why I got this young man on this show.
Yeah, man, he's electric. He's wild.
He's wild. He's well spoken. He gets it. He's getting to know his car better and better. He's a winner. And you know, and we've been hitting him with some questions, so he's pretty good. But
is he quick time good?
Let's see if he's quick time good.
Quick time.
This is new.
Time. And So this is going to be an RCU radio trivia question. Who was the first person to ever be on QuickTime? It's going to be Aidan Ridgeway. TJ, I turn it over to you, sir.
All right.
Boy.
So this is just going to be questions, okay? I've got probably 20 here. A lot of them correlate to you. Some of them you may not have done yet, but I'll take your answer, okay?
Okay.
So we're going to see how quick we can get through this, okay? All right.
What's the time limit? What do we do? How
I say
long?
we just go through it and let's just see how
All right.
long. Let's put a timer up in this corner over here, or maybe
All
on
right.
his, and let's just
All
see
right.
when the first question goes, start the timer.
Okay.
And let's
You
just see
got
how quick we can get through it, okay?
Let's do it.
All right, Aiden, you ready?
I'm ready.
Dave, you ready?
Go for it.
All right, I was born ready, so let's do this. All right. Favorite RC tool?
MIP 2.0.
Favorite trackside snack?
Burger.
Favorite local track?
Loganville RC Complex.
Favorite out-of-town track?
The Silver State, 2024 Silver State.
How about your worst RC ick?
Not having the right tire.
Current ride heights on your favorite car?
I think like 25, 27 on my e-buggy right now.
Okay. White wheels, yellow wheels?
Oh, white wheels.
Sprint or late model?
I've from what I've heard, late models sounds pretty fun, so I would do that.
SC mod or B mod?
SC mod, that's from what you've said, sounds pretty fun, so I'd do that.
Midget or non-wing?
I'm gonna say midget. I don't know what either of those mean. Though.
Indoor or outdoor?
Outdoor.
High bite or loose dirt?
Ooh. Loose.
Blondes or brunettes?
Brunette.
Pepsi or Coke?
Pepsi.
Max rear steer or left rear only?
Max.
Clean car or wait till it breaks?
Clean car.
440 or metric?
Metric.
Trackside food or DoorDash?
Trackside food.
Done. Ding, 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 ding.
All right. Very nice. That's going to
not
be
bad.
a record. That's going to be a hard record to beat. 20
All right.
20. That's great.
So put it on the board. Quick time.
That was pretty fun. I like that.
Awesome.
All right, I got two questions for you. The first one is, do you have a mullet?
Oh wait, is this not supposed to go on the paper?
No,
No,
this isn't.
no.
This isn't on the paper. This is off the record, but on the record. Do you have a
Okay,
mullet?
so that's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to it's
Okay.
straight. It's stupid, and I want to get rid of it. Actually, no, I hate it. And I'm putting the hat back on.
Guys, yeah, put the hat
So
back.
what I want to do next time I get a haircut, I'm chopping the back off so it's kind of like as short as the top was, because it was a lot easier to manage that way.
Okay. And then, how old are you? Are you like 11 teen?
I'm like 15.
Close, man.
I'll be I'll be 16 in December.
Awesome. Good for you, buddy. Good for
All
you.
right. So the big question always hits, then you're going to get into real cars. You're going to have your own car and that. What happens to the RC racing?
Oh, it's gonna stay, dude. It
Nice.
ain't going anywhere.
Yeah,
I hope
I've always asked the young guys that because they get cars, they get into the girls, they start falling in love.
Mm-mm, that's not my thing. This is where I'm staying.
I'm toy nerding it up, man.
Nice. That's awesome. Okay. Here's what I want you to put on that piece of paper. You're going to put on there, be sure to join us Monday.
Make it readable for some
Yes.
for some
Because here's
special
what I'm
ones.
going to do, buddy. I'm going to want you to go get your sister and your brother. And you're going to bring them in, and they're going to take us out. They're going to take us out of the show.
All right.
And then we'll have you do one more thing before we go to that. You can take this time to plug all of your sponsors.
Absolutely.
And we'll give them some airtime. So thank whoever you want to, top to bottom, left to right. This time is for you to thank them, because without them, you probably wouldn't be half the racer you are.
Nope. So I want to thank Techno RC for all they do for me with the chassis. I want to thank Claim Group for what they've done for me. I want to thank Leadfinger, Chris Schaefer at Leadfinger Racing for all the amazing bodies he makes. I want to thank Gene Hickerson at Dialed RC for giving me some of the best rubber I could ever touch. I want to thank Ultimate Racing, Brent Densford, for giving me the best motor in the business. I mean, it screams every single time the wheels touch the track. I want to thank Beach RC too for Brent because I mean, it's a hobby shop. Why wouldn't you want it? I want to thank Jim Campbell and all those guys at Tekin for giving me the greatest electronics to ever exist. I want to thank Visions Racing Products for giving me amazing shock pistons. The 20 holes are chef's kiss, amazing. I love them. Wait, who else is on here? Oh, J&T Bearing Company for the great bearings and the turnbuckles that they make. And I want to thank Raceline for Tyrone over at Raceline for just giving us great products at discounts. And yeah.
And he didn't have to read any of that off a piece of paper, TJ. He knew that. That's how passionate he is about his marketing partners.
I'm impressed. I don't know if I can name all 8 of mine off without looking at something, but I've got 8, so that'll do.
Right. All right, go get those kiddos.
Alexa, announce.
What's the announcement?
Allie, Colby, get down here.
And he's even got his Alexa set up. That's awesome.
Allie, Colby, get down here. All right, we'll see how long it takes.
All right. Yeah,
Time 'em.
get the timer.
We'll do like a
Quick
speed
time.
time. We'll just
I can hear him stomping already.
Oh, they're coming in hot. They're coming in hot.
Where's Allie at? Y'all get in here. So, y'all have made them very popular. You know the last time when y'all barged in on my podcast? Yeah, y'all made them popular. Apparently on their blooper reel, y'all were like the best. And I was only requested to get back on here because of you too. So, yeah. So what they want you to do, you see this piece of paper?
Oh no.
Allie, you are going to say this, and Colby, you are going to say
hello.
Hey, buddy. So you and your sister were like big stars on this last year. Everybody loved you. So I gotta give our audience what they want. They want the superstars.
They want you.
So Allie's going to say the first part, and then you just have to. It's called taking us out, right? Taking us out, and then you're going to be all over the internet. It'll be awesome. You can tell all your friends that you're on the internet. Are you cool with that? Will you do that for us?
I'll see.
Awesome.
All right. Give it back to Allie. Let's do the first part.
Are they done?
Look, you have this one line. I have 2 sentences. Look, all you're going to say is thank you for joining us. Good night, everybody.
This is already the new part for the blooper reel. But they didn't want to do it. That's going to make the blooper reel.
1 minute montage of them trying to read something off of a piece of paper.
Wait,
Exactly.
yeah.
Hey, Aidan, we can't thank you enough for joining us tonight. DJ, I told you about this guy.
Hey, he's the next wild thing.
Yes. Someday we're going to get him. We're going to get him to run an oval. But, you're a big star, Aidan. But we see there's a couple other stars in the house. And I love it that your brother, again, a year and a half later, still isn't wearing a shirt. And that's awesome.
Yeah, that's right. You weren't wearing a shirt last time.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay, then.
It's kind of like an episode of Cops, but not really. But
Stop.
So we got our special guests. More people ask for them than anybody. So they're going to help us out, and they're going to take us out of the show. There's no way I could do it as well as they could. So if you're ready.
Be sure to join us on Monday at 6 a.m. on RCU Radio. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for joining us, everybody. Good night.
Yay! All right.
Good job, y'all.
We said it wrong.
Aidan, hey, we love you, brother. Thank you so much for taking the time. And we'll get you on again. It's so fun.
It's been a pleasure.
It's so fun.
Like I said, anytime you want me on here, give me the word, and I'm there.
I'll tell you
I
what,
love
man.
doing this stuff, man.
I'll tell you what. And this is all sincerity. I just wish more young men, like as long as there's young men like you in this world, I'm old, man. I'm old. So I got to lean on you guys to sometime fix this world because it is a nightmare mess right now.
Yeah.
Just promise me you'll continue to be the young man that you are, continue to grow. That's the sport, sure. But as a young man and as a leader, because you are going to be a leader, buddy, you've got all the skills. You got all the tools. Wouldn't you agree, TJ?
Yeah, man. Just keep being approachable. Find some young kid. Give them something cool to take home and to brag about. Just keep being awesome at the track, man. I couldn't ask for anybody else. I don't race off-road, but, man, if I would, you'd probably be somebody I'd lean on. So keep doing you, man. I appreciate what you do for the hobby. I love it more than you probably know. Obviously, I don't race off-road, but, keep making your statement, man. You're doing a great job.
Yeah, man, thank you both of you guys, dude. Like, I love just coming on here. I'm not usually able to do this, and it's nice to just come on here and just talk about what I like to do. Like, it's always nice. But thank you guys again. Like I said, anytime you want me on here, just shoot me the word, and I'll get back on.
That's awesome. We are super proud of you, my friend. Have a great night. We'll talk to you soon,
You
buddy.
too, man.
Okay.
All right, see you later.
See ya.
Thank you for listening to the RC Underground Radio podcast. Please like, share, and tell your fellow racers about the show. Tune in again next week to RC Underground Radio for more RC content.